connects VPNs into their locations. So they're quite different than what most people would think of as like a VPN. It's, you know, into their own trusted network.
Now that's more like it. That wasn't too difficult.
Almost halfway through.
Made it.
I did not appreciate that stutter right there.
Excellent.
Come on, come on, come on.
Fine, if I do say so myself. Excellent.
Come on. Oh boy. That was a bit squirrely there. That was a lot less,
This is going well. That wasn't too bad.
all right. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out after stream as well. I'm quite interested in that. All right, let's see. How did I do?
Quite something.
Impressive work today, but don't get too comfortable. I'll be on your heels in no time. My family's not going to believe the news when I tell them. They're almost as competitive as I am. Almost.
If they distribute denial of service, it would affect your network because they're not going to necessarily target. They might not. Well, most likely they're going to attack your router and they're going to just ping the crap out of it so it gets overwhelmed and it's going to knock out your internet.
You could say that.
So it would affect everyone.
My grandfather played Quidditch for Puddlemere United. And my father...
I don't think they're going to be doing that to you.
He was a chaser for Slytherin, but had to stop after a curse took his knees out. Said it was the Gryffindor beater. And me... I fell in love with flying the first time I saw the ground disappear beneath my feet.
Do you know what DDoS
Something
stands
about
for?
The freedom you feel on a broom. I've not been able to stop since.
Will you keep running these courses?
I'll race them myself. Don't want to get rusty. But I won't be dealing with time trials. You're welcome to run them too. Anyway, hope we find time to fly again soon.
Wow, good job. I'm impressed.
I take it you want to play for a team, but which one? And which position?
I'm my father's girl. A chaser through and through.
Yes, it is very much a federal crime.
Quidditch this year. As for a team, it's the Holyhead Harpies I've always dreamt of. When I'm finished with school, I'll try out. If for some reason I don't get accepted, I don't know what I'll do. Herbology, perhaps? Because if that did happen, you might as well pot me and call me a mandrake. I'd never stop screaming.
It's been fun competing against your records, Imelda.
It has been fun. Glad you're here. 5th year. Not bad. For a Hufflepuff. You take care of yourself.
If it's edgy teenagers, they're not going to care. I doubt they're going to even know how
Mr.
to.
Weeks know that this was his best upgrade yet.
I don't know. I am 3 seconds off the pace. No. Yes. How am I 3 seconds off the pace? Where did I lose 3 seconds? That's fine. I'm not going to even try. And you want me to go all the way back up to Hogsmeade. Okay. And go back here. Yeah, as long as you don't go on the internet and start this huge, like, kicking and screaming temper tantrum and getting everyone on the internet pissed off with you,
Here I come.
I don't think you got too much to worry about.
If anyone ever knew how to... How's my favourite test flyer? Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again.
Hello again, Mr. Weeks. I set a new record at the South Course.
Fantastic! Your broom performed well then?
The best upgrade yet. It flew beautifully, incredibly nimble. But with the speeds it now reaches, I can feel the wind catching beneath the seat a bit, preventing it from reaching its full potential.
Of course! Should have anticipated that. Exactly the kind of report I've come to expect from you. At last, I think I know what needs to be done for my final upgrade.
I'm the Lewis Hamilton of broom racing.
What will you do after the final upgrade is complete?
I aim to make Spint Witches...
Yeah, exactly. If you don't give them motivation, they're not going to bother
And I
you.
wouldn't mind getting back on a broom myself, just for the thrill of it. Couldn't be more pleased we made headway with the upgrades. Proved the naysayers wrong. Made all the hard work worth it.
But speaking of pissing people off...
I shall look forward to speaking again.
I'll be sure to send you an hour when I'm finished. Thank you again for your help.
I've been starting to think about maybe doing a little bit of research, like investigative research into Star Citizen, because I backed them about 10 years ago, and they have yet to produce a game legally by their own lawyers and stuff. They haven't released the game yet, and they still haven't. So I would like at least some form of Squadron 42.
Good for Mr.
But I kind of wanted to start thinking about it this morning. It's like, oh, maybe that'd be interesting to see if I could actually find out what is actually going on with Star Citizen. It was the world's best cloud-funded game, and I think they're over like $500 million raised, and there's still no official game for it. So, what is the actual status of Star Citizen? And I think it would be potentially interesting to, I don't even know, to go through that whole experience and to learn and start asking questions. Like, I don't even know where I would start. So, you look up the game, Star Citizen. It's made by Cloud Imperium Games. It's a Chris Roberts games. It's really cool in its scope, and I have a lot of hope for it. I just like it to, release. Crazy things like that. Like, hey, can you actually release a thing that you have hundreds of devs working on? What are they all doing? It's weird. Alright, let's go do this quest. Man, I feel like I'm actually getting a lot of progress done.
Are you ready to put an end to Harlow?
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Agabus Filbert, Otto Dibble, and Mr. and Mrs. Rabe.
When did that just happen?
I suggest that you speak with each of them while I head to the Hogshead. I saw some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother would never go near the Hogshead, she is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
Huh. Any details of why? That's kind of big thing.
Where am I to find these friends of his?
I do not know about Mr. Rabe, but his wife, Daisy, is often in Hogsmeade, as is Agabus Filbert. And Otto Dibble, he works at Gladrags, so you will likely find him there.
What sort of information am I trying to gather from these people?
They may know what evidence Mr. Bickle had against Harlow, or they may have evidence of their own. We simply need to know whatever they know.
Very well. I'll speak with them, see what I can learn.
I knew I could rely on you. We need to know how they are being blackmailed by
Yeah,
Rookwood and
that's
Harlow.
interesting.
Meet me here after you have spoken with them. Hopefully, by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
And Twitch being an Amazon... But no, but the only thing I could see is that maybe is Amazon trying to push down more on Twitch? Are they trying to take more control over what their Twitch is doing and stuff, since it is an Amazon service? I would not be surprised at all. Oh, see, that's how you do it, isn't it? That's how you're doing it. You talk about pop culture
Agabus
and all
Filbert must be
different
around
sorts
here
of things. Well, I
somewhere.
heard that the president is now the CEO.
Hello there.
Wonder if it's just time
Excuse
for
me,
them to
Mr.
step
Filbert.
down. Maybe he's
I
like,
wondered
he
if I might
accomplished his
speak with
goals
you
and...
about your dealings with
I don't know, I'll be
Theophilus
interested in
Harlow.
learning about
I
that.
hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
Tragic, what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow for an act of violence committed against me.
I'm
I
streaming on
feared Harlow's
YouTube.
retaliation, and so I refused.
I think that should say enough.
You may have shared Mr. Bickle's fate if you had spoken out against Harlow as he requested.
Unfortunately, I suspect you're right.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened?
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance to celebrate, I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day, Harlow came calling to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprise Rookwood's lot. Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. He found the book of poetry with its exquisite gold plating.
Well, Zyron, thank you very much for stopping by. It was really cool to catch up with you again. You have yourself a great one. See ya. Take care.
I was shaken to my core. Still am, to be honest.
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again, but do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help. Harlow does not like people talking, as you already know.
Now, to find Mr. Bickle's other two friends.
You know, and yeah, so I used to stream on both YouTube and Twitch, and then what I don't like on Twitch is that, like, there's no repository of data or information or anything. And even though Twitch is a lot better for streaming in the sense of I can upload at a lower bit rate and it has higher quality, I just ultimately stopped streaming on Twitch just because...
Mrs. Rabe should be nearby.
I don't know, I just didn't like it. I didn't like the added effort, and then I still had to get the videos onto YouTube and doing that type of stuff, so it's just a lot of extra work for virtually no gain.
Oh, Isco, what have I done?
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus
And
Harlow.
I think I get better
I'm a
control
friend of the
over
Bickles
how I
and I'm
want
trying
my,
to gather evidence
the
against
chat
them.
comments
Poor
and everything on
Joanna and
YouTube as
little
well,
Archie.
which I like.
And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined. Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up, until I came home one night and found my husband gone, and a note affixed to my door with a knife. The note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs, and that my husband would appreciate it if I acted quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price.
Why wouldn't Harlow extort your husband?
Isco's job is even more removed from the vaults than mine. He travels the world for the bank. He could do nothing for Harlow. I'm the one in the bank on a daily basis, which evidently makes me an enticing target for blackmail.
I don't have the time to watch a lot of videos live, so being able to just go and watching one of the streamers, like I watch Carnage a lot. I've been watching some, anyways. But I like being able to go and just watch videos on my time when I want. So if I can watch it during work, I can just have it on in the background and I can go through the episodes at my own pace.
Have you helped Harlow since your husband was taken?
No, I'm worried sick about Isco, but he'd never want me to compromise my integrity. I also know that he's extremely clever. That said, I was hoping he would have escaped by now. It makes me concerned as to why he hasn't.
I'm trying to explain to my boss, he's like, well, watching YouTube videos is bad. I'm like, do you ever listen to the radio or watch TV when you work? Well, yeah, it's the same exact thing for the younger generation, man. It's okay.
Are you sure the note means that your husband was kidnapped?
What else could it possibly mean? Besides, I came home to find that someone had trampled the daisies in our garden. It may sound silly, but those were Isco's pride.
There's a lot of
and joy.
live streaming on YouTube, but it doesn't get the same... It's not Twitch. It's not all about live streaming. It's about all sorts of different content. It's about you and your content.
Thank you, Mrs. Rabe.
Another streamer I watch is Raptor. I'm sure you've heard of Raptor,
Mr.
seen
Bickle was
some of
trying to
his
help
stuff.
us, but now he's gone. I don't know what to do.
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Very well. Here's the note I received. You must be careful as well. Please don't put yourself in danger.
Mr. Rab, we do hope you will reconsider helping us with our banking. Miss Rab needs blah blah blah. Yep, you read that.
Evidence worth hanging on to.
Thank you.
He plays a lot of indie games,
it's not
and
too
he'll play
late.
big games,
We're
and
on
he
the right
cycles
track.
through games really,
How to
really
find the last
fast.
of Mr. Bickle's friends.
But he's pretty laid back. Like, I don't like streamers who are overly like, oh, super excited, we're gonna do all these crazy things. I'm not into that type of stuff. If you've seen my streams or you're watching me now, you know I'm not constantly asking you to hit that like and subscribe button. Hey, I don't constantly do that type of stuff because, like, it annoys me. And if it annoys me, how many other people does it annoy? So I generally like more kind of like safe for work, laid back, chill type of streamers. And
Also, Dibble
content
works at
creators.
Cataracts. I should check there.
Like my son watches like some YouTubers, and like I don't know how, but they're like the stereotypical like getting overly excited about everything, and they talk all funky and weird just because they're trying to draw the energy, which is good. It works for them.
Mr.
They're making
Dibble,
tons of money.
May I speak with you? It's
But
about
it's just-
Theophilus
it's
Harlow.
not my
I've
jam.
nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Please, sir, I'd like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles? All right. But we must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man. But even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on an order he'd placed. I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be
I watched.
a non-existent.
He's pretty chill. I watch some of his stuff as well from time to
He's
time.
holding the note.
What was in the note?
He gets a little bit more
Mr. Hill's daughter.
hot
He said,
takes.
We've been, well,
on,
secretly
topics from
engaged
time to
these
time.
past 6 months.
Not bad,
We haven't told Mr.
but
Hill yet.
I try
I would
to
say
I
he
try to
was
shy away
hopeless
from
for
that type of stuff.
Harlow advised me in no uncertain terms that my relationship with Rosie, not to mention my employment here, depended upon my cooperation.
I
What
learned.
does he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he took a
Here,
very
I'll
expensive scarf from the counter.
let them
pocketed
finish
it,
talking.
And smiled. He said, "Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like this every so often." I've been able to cover for his requests until now with some creative bookkeeping, but I can't keep it up for much longer. I'm terrified to say anything. I could never live without Rosie.
Could you give me a bit more detail about the note? That might help me to identify it should I come across it.
It's on Rosie's special pink stationery. It has her monogram at the top, RH. That's how Mr. Hill would know it was real.
So one of the things we're talking about, like Aspen and hot takes and stuff like that, is from 2016 to 2020, I dealt with a lot of anxiety issues because I was keeping up with the news and everything and constantly just anxious about like what type of insanity was about to ensue. And then I realized during that time that I don't need any of that crap in my life. So I worked pretty hard at kind of cutting out all those types of like high emotion, high stress, high anxiety, anything that's going to cause a lot of that stuff to me. Just cut that stuff out. And I started becoming way happier as I was able to not depend on that for entertainment and just kind of de-stress.
What have you been doing to keep the extortion a secret?
So I try to, like, anybody who takes overly hot takes and stuff, I try to just like, yeah, that's fine, you do you. I'm just gonna chill and do my thing.
Of course, none of this bodes well for my efforts to
Yeah,
improve
I hear that. Same the whole Russia thing, and Ukraine thing. Yeah, like that's pulling me in hardcore, and I watch that, and I keep up with that, and I'm now actually in a process where I'm trying to push back and stop keeping up with it because I'm getting overly anxious again. So I'm like, I recognize it. I'm like, all right, I gotta pause. I'm out.
I met Mr. Hill the day of the troll attack. He was kind
Yeah.
to me. Why don't you just tell him?
He's a lovely man, but when it comes to Rosie, I fear he loses
So I've started reading,
this as a grave betrayal.
and so when I feel bored, I'll just start reading. So I've been slowly reading through the Witcher books. I've been reading through the Harry Potter books and stuff like that. So
Thank you for
that's
telling
how
me.
I'm finding different
I'm
ways
gathering
to
evidence to
not
take
be
Harlow
bored.
down.
And streaming is something else I've started doing just to help.
But be
Just
careful.
over a year ago, I
It's
started
more
streaming.
harm and incredibly dangerous. As for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it, I have committed it to memory. You may destroy it immediately.
Understood.
So my goal for
Hurry off
streaming
before Mr. Hill returns.
is to build a community
Spoken with Mr. Bickle's
that we can
friends.
just chill and
They're
hang out and
very
just talk
natty.
about our experiences and everything. And like that's like a safe place, but not like, I don't know, just I don't know, just hang out with people who actually want like to care and like hear how each other's days were or days are, and what cool things are we talking about, what cool games can we jump in and play and just have fun and not care. You know, build a community to give people the escape and cut out all that animosity and BS. I get overwhelmed with it, so it's nice when things aren't topical, etc. Yeah, giving yourself some time, just kind of disconnect and just, I don't know, refresh. Yeah, like I started streaming because I was getting so stressed from work and other things in life that it was just a way for me to, because I love gaming and I stopped playing games for like half a decade. So it's just to kind of get me back in and give me that dedicated time to do my hobby. So, yeah.
It's not like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the Hog's Head. Perhaps I'll find her
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, what's up with Natty? Yeah, trying to learn how to cut it all out, man, that's a challenge. That's really difficult. It's everywhere. I mean, I'm even cutting off, like, radio. Like, I don't listen to the radio very often. I just listen to music that I like. And a big, one of the bands I listen to, or bands, they're not a band, the artists I listen to is,
Natty must be around here somewhere.
2 steps from hell. Uh-oh.
Natty's wand. She can cast without it. She wanted me to find this. She's in trouble. Revelio will show me where she was taken.
Uh-oh. I think I need to follow the flowers. Yeah, so... Oh, you actually have. I can almost guarantee you've heard of them. You've heard their music. You just don't know it. A lot of their songs are used in movie trailers, and commercials, and that type of stuff. So they're a part of an epic, the genre of epic.
Revelio.
Nosy little students get what's coming to them.
So you probably have heard some of their songs. You just don't realize it.
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly.
So, if this is an Ashwinder hideout,
Prince led to this room.
and there are Ashwinder
There must be
eggs,
another way forward.
are these people
Revelio.
hatched?
Accio. A hidden door. Revelio.
Alright, before we go running down there, we gotta make sure we checked and found out any of the magical bags of hope and wonder.
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly. Wingardium Leviosa.
Sorry, this is what I meant to do. Go into sneaky sneak mode. And kill everyone. I mean, yeah, kill everyone this way.
I'd better be sure I'm not seen.
I'm already in the sneaky sneak mode, don't you worry.
Using that girl as bait, no one's coming for her. We ought to just kill her.
Harlow says her friend will be reckless enough. He wants them alive.
Only a Hogwarts student would be arrogant enough to come in here alone.
Just keep an eye out.
Where are you going?
They don't seem to care for me in Hogwarts. Can't say I blame them, what with all I've done there.
Revelio.
Alright, let's see if I can sneak around everybody.
The fog blighted us.
Petrificus Totalis.
Cool.
Revelio.
Alright, sorry. I know I'm going to kind of get focused in on this because I'm in the sneaky sneak mode.
But trouble.
Petrificus Totalis.
But keep... I'm going to still do my best to keep chatting with you guys.
Revelio.
Oh my. Alright, I think this might be it for this direction. Let me go around the other way.
He can fight his own battles. When we're done here, I'm going straight to the Hog's Head. Or perhaps I'll just go now. Well, if you weren't so forgetful, we'd probably have...
Miss a payment with me, and I'll make you pay through the nose.
I don't want to work with goblins.
Troll. Waste of my time.
Petrificus Totalis.
Troll you are.
Not my fault if...
He's like, ha! Get back here or I'll let you stoop like a lamb!
Alright, well, I'm...
Expulso! Now, this is big. Quite conductive, aren't we? Expulso!
Alright, well, I kind of went through that kind of quicker than...
allowed back in Glad Rags on account of my life.
There we go. We're... Alright.